Have you ever wondered about the traits of a female covert narcissist? Welcome to a fascinating journey into the realm of personality traits, specifically focusing on covert narcissism. Unlike their overt counterparts, who are often openly grandiose and attention-seeking, covert narcissists are more insidious. They operate under the radar, subtly manipulating those around them, often cloaked in an aura of innocence or even victimhood. Understanding the traits of a covert narcissist is not just a matter of curiosity. It's a crucial step towards recognizing such individuals in our lives and learning how to deal with their behavior more effectively. It's like learning to read a secret language, one that unveils the hidden dynamics of human relationships. So, are you ready to unravel the intricacies of covert narcissism, to gain insights that could shed light on complex interactions? We will now delve into the 10 traits that define a female covert narcissist. First on the list is a sense of subtle superiority. Now, this is not your typical boastful arrogance. No, it's far more nuanced and under the radar. Female covert narcissists carry a deep-seated belief that they are, in fact, superior to others. This belief, however, is often masked under a veil of humility or modesty. Yet, if you pay close attention, you'll notice it seeping through their words and actions. It could be a passive-aggressive comment slipped into a seemingly harmless conversation, or a backhanded compliment that leaves you feeling a tad uncomfortable. These are the breadcrumbs that lead to their concealed sense of superiority. They may not shout it from the rooftops, but it's there, lurking in the shadows of their interactions. It's this hidden high ground that they believe they stand on, which makes dealing with them so challenging. So, while not upfront, this superiority complex is a significant trait of a female covert narcissist. Next up is the trait of passive aggression. This is a method of expressing anger or resentment in a roundabout way, often used by female covert narcissists. They may not show their discontent directly, but their subtle actions speak louder than words. Imagine a situation where they might feel slighted or ignored. Instead of confronting the issue head-on, they resort to tactics such as sarcasm, silent treatment, or subtle sabotage. This might take the form of a sarcastic remark coated with a thin veneer of humor, or a sudden cold shoulder that leaves you wondering what went wrong. In more extreme cases, they may subtly undermine your efforts or achievements, creating a negative atmosphere without ever admitting their true intentions. This indirect approach allows them to express their resentment while avoiding direct confrontation or responsibility for their actions. Therefore, passive aggression is another key trait to watch out for. The third trait is manipulation. A female covert narcissist is a master of manipulation, using it as a potent tool to control and dominate her relationships. She might play the victim, painting herself as the misunderstood heroine in a world that is out to get her. By doing so, she reels you into a narrative where you feel obligated to support and defend her. Alternatively, she might exploit guilt and pity to get her way, subtly making you feel as though you are the cause of her problems. She convinces you that her happiness hinges on your actions, and any deviation from her expectations is met with disappointment or passive aggression. Another common strategy is emotional blackmail, where she threatens to withdraw love or affection if you don't comply with her demands. This keeps you in a constant state of anxiety, always second-guessing your actions to avoid upsetting her. This manipulative behavior is a trademark of a female covert narcissist. The fourth trait we will discuss is a lack of empathy. Often, female covert narcissists grapple with the ability to truly understand and share the feelings of others. This deficit isn't necessarily due to a lack of emotional depth. Rather, it's because their perspective is typically confined to their own experiences and needs. They view the world through a self-centric lens that often blots out the considerations of others. This lack of empathy can manifest in a variety of ways. For instance, they might dismiss or invalidate the feelings of those around them, making others feel unimportant or misunderstood. Alternatively, they might be indifferent to the needs of others, especially when those needs conflict with their own. This emotional disconnect is not just a minor personality flaw, it's a fundamental part of their character that shapes their interactions and relationships with others. Lack of empathy is a clear sign of a female covert narcissist. Moving on to the fifth trait, which is envy. Envy is a powerful emotion, and in the case of a female covert narcissist, it is often directed at those who are experiencing success or happiness. This envy is not your garden variety jealousy, but rather a deep-seated discontentment that others may be outshining them. But what makes this envy particularly insidious is how it manifests. A female covert narcissist may attempt to belittle or undermine the achievements of others, often through subtle, passive-aggressive tactics. This is because, at their core, they believe they are more deserving of that success or happiness. They may also use this envy as a tool for manipulation, creating scenarios that paint them as the victim of unfair circumstances. This allows them to draw attention and sympathy towards themselves, further feeding their narcissistic needs. So remember, beneath the veneer of admiration or interest, there may lie a potent mix of envy and resentment. Envy is another telling trait of a female covert narcissist. The sixth trait is a sense of entitlement. This trait is often exhibited as an inherent belief that they are deserving of special treatment and privileges. It's not just about wanting the best of everything. It's about feeling they are inherently deserving of it, without having put in the effort or earned it. A female covert narcissist might have unreasonable expectations from others. They might expect others to go out of their way to accommodate their needs, even at the expense of their own well-being. They may demand constant attention, admiration and validation, while offering little or nothing in return. This sense of entitlement can also lead to a disregard for other people's boundaries, as they believe their needs and wants should take precedence. They may become upset or angry when they feel their expectations are not being met, and may use manipulation or passive aggression to get what they want. This sense of entitlement is a distinctive trait of a female covert narcissist. Next, we have the trait of neglecting others' needs. In the world of a female covert narcissist, the focus is primarily, if not exclusively, on her own needs and desires. This often results in the neglect or outright dismissal of the feelings and needs of those around them. It's not that they can't understand the needs of others. In fact, they may be quite adept at recognizing what others want or need. However, they choose to prioritize their own needs to an extreme degree. This can manifest in a variety of ways, such as failing to provide emotional support when it's needed, ignoring requests for help, or even disregarding basic courtesy in favor of their own convenience. It's also worth noting that this neglect isn't always overt. It can be subtle, wrapped in excuses or justifications that can make it tricky to identify. Yet, it is a harmful behavior that erodes relationships over time. Neglecting others' needs is a common trait of a female covert narcissist. The eighth trait is emotional exploitation. Now, this is a particularly insidious trait of a female covert narcissist. Emotional exploitation involves using others' feelings as a means to an end. It's about manipulating emotions to achieve personal advantage or control. Think about it this way. She might play on someone's guilt to get what she wants. She could exploit someone's love for her to keep them under her control. She may even use another's fear to maintain a power dynamic in her favor. A female covert narcissist is quite skilled at reading emotions. She understands the emotional landscape of those around her and uses this knowledge to her advantage. It's like she's playing a chess game, moving pieces around, manipulating emotions to checkmate the other person. In essence, she makes a puppet out of someone's emotions, pulling the strings to make them dance to her tune. And that, my friends, is emotional exploitation at its finest. Emotional exploitation is another key characteristic of a female covert narcissist. The ninth trait is avoiding responsibility. This is a common trait among female covert narcissists. They are experts at dodging responsibility for their actions, often blaming others or making excuses instead of owning up to their mistakes. It's as if they live in a world where they can do no wrong. For instance, if they're late for a meeting, it's not because they lost track of time. Instead, it's the traffic, the weather, or some other external factor. The same goes for more severe actions, such as hurting someone's feelings. They'll twist the situation, making it seem like the other person is too sensitive or misunderstood their intentions. This avoidance of responsibility is not only a way for them to maintain their inflated self-image, but also a tool for manipulation. By shifting the blame onto others, they can make those around them feel guilty or inadequate, thereby maintaining control. Avoiding responsibility is yet another trait of a female covert narcissist. And finally, the 10th trait is secretiveness. A characteristic that often goes hand in hand with manipulation, secretiveness is a common trait among female covert narcissists. They tend to keep significant parts of their lives hidden, creating an aura of mystery around themselves. This isn't just about maintaining a sense of personal privacy, it's a strategy, a tool they use to control information flow. You see, when they keep secrets, they maintain power. They hold the reins of what others know about them, and this control allows them to manipulate perceptions and maintain an upper hand in relationships. It's all a part of their grand design to remain in control, to keep people guessing, and to keep themselves at the center of attention, even if it's shrouded in mystery. So, when you find someone excessively secretive, seemingly without any reason, be cautious. It could be a sign that you're dealing with a covert narcissist. Secretiveness, therefore, is the final trait of a female covert narcissist we will discuss today. To wrap up, we've explored 10 traits of a female covert narcissist. We started by delving into the often understated but deeply ingrained sense of superiority. Then, we navigated the murky waters of passive aggression, a common behavior that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Our journey continued with the exploration of manipulation, a hallmark of narcissism, followed by the chilling trait of lack of empathy. We also discussed envy, a trait that often surfaces as resentment or hostility towards others' success. Next, we highlighted the sense of entitlement that is often mistaken for high self-esteem. We talked about the tendency to neglect others' needs while prioritizing their own, and the psychological minefield of emotional exploitation. We also tackled the avoidance of responsibility and finally the secretive nature, which can be perplexing to deal with. The importance of recognizing these traits cannot be overstated. If you're dealing with a covert narcissist, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Remember, understanding these traits is the first step towards dealing effectively with a female covert narcissist.